Happy holidays! We are here for a full self-driving beta video. Oh, can't possibly talk over this. Sorry, you get a little Christmas blues, and it's hard to want to talk over that. Picking it up mid-drive. We are 14 minutes from our destination, and Beta is driving. Ego is driving. Let's see. Do we have some glare on the screen? It's hard to tell because I'm paying attention to the road. Let's see if we can get a bigger visualization. We are in Santa mode. Lower Toby Keith here a little bit. Santa mode. We have Santa and his reindeers pulling us, and opposing oncoming cars are visualized as reindeer. Just awesome. I'm not sure how much the camera is picking up there, but if you Google Tesla Santa mode, you'll find a lot of videos about it. And as you know, we're not in this for the money. We're probably going to get copyright claim from Toby Keith's people. Rock on, Toby. Which is cool, and any other music that plays. What we are trying to do is just show the good with the bad with Tesla's full self-driving beta, which is a very polarizing topic and a very polarizing product. And my thoughts on it are typically not very popular with anybody, the Tesla community or the anti-Tesla community, which is sweet. I think that's how you know you're doing something right, is if you just piss everyone off and you just make everyone mad. My critiques are, and I actually think most people are coming around to this realization now, that removing steering wheels from cars is many moons away, many years. We're still measuring that in terms of years. The CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, basically for every year since they've started working on the problem, I think has promised or guesstimated some pretty ridiculous timelines. I think he genuinely thought they were going to get there, and I don't think there was any malintent. But anyone with a brain, let alone like an intellectual, someone who's like just coming in thinking about it objectively here, like anyone could have seen they were not removing steering wheels, doing coast-to-coast trips with your eyes closed, yada yada, anytime soon. And that's still true. But we're, as I talk about, we're not going to let perfect be the enemy of really good. Right now, Santa's driving me. I'm not driving. The car is using its eyes, using just a couple cameras up here to process what it sees, create a world around it, and drive through that world. It's remarkable. It's unbelievable. It's the best $12,000 or what, I don't know how much it trades for right now, $10,000, best $10,000 you can spend in terms of software. But it doesn't mean you can take your eyes off the road. It doesn't mean you can play, video games while you're driving, not pay attention. No, heck no, man. You can't see I have my left hand on the wheel this whole time. I'll switch here to my right so you kind of get an idea. Right now we are en route to North Columbus. Well, I guess technically I live in North Columbus suburb, so this would be like really just Columbus. Little pocket of the city called Clintonville, just north of the Ohio State University campus. And we are going to meet a trusted realtor and friend who emailed us about a duplex for sale. It's been a minute since I bought a building, basically because rates and prices have just not come together. And they probably won't on this one either, to be honest. It's a long shot, but we're going to take a look at it. The photos look like it had pretty good bones, and I like the area. So, shout out to any other real estate investors out there. What up? Hit me up anytime. Love to talk real estate. If you're trying to get into real estate, happy to answer any questions. I do that pretty frequently. Find me on X. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the car a manual command here. We have 4.5 miles. Oh, let's see. We can stay in this. I was just going to show you how a lane change works. Most people have seen this already. right now, let's see, I am in assertive mode. You just click the button, minimal lane changes. So the car will basically just stay in this left-hand lane. I've got to go in the speed limit. I've got to go in the accepted speed in the left-hand lane, let's say that. But if I hit my turn signal up, like I'm trying to turn to the right, so if I move my left hand up here on the stalk, it would basically be telling the software, do a lane change. And then the software will automatically change lanes for me when it's appropriate, when it's safe. It seems trivial. You might be like, hey man, I've been driving my whole life, I can change lanes, no big deal. And you're definitely right. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You can change, everyone does it. 99% of drivers just change lanes. But when you remove that step from your mental process and you don't actually have to do anything, you just, you're essentially clicking a button and then the car is safely navigating you over basically a mathematically most precise way possible in terms of speed and distance, and just better than you're going to do as a human, no questions asked. It's a nice thing. It's a nice feature. It's nice to not have to think about it. It kind of shows you the future of where we're going with being more pilots in these cars, giving them commands, as opposed to actively having to perform every single maneuver. So we have 2.5 miles until we exit. We will see how the car does, taking us off the exit, getting us onto High Street. High Street is the infamous street in Columbus. It runs many, many miles from downtown. It runs way south downtown. It's popular and has nightlife, bars, restaurants, arts, and entertainment from neighborhoods south of downtown, such as Hungarian Village, Marian Village, German Village, and then the heart of downtown, the Central Business District, and then all the way up through the Short North and basically OSU campus area, and then to Clintonville, where I'm at, where I'm heading right now. Then that keeps even going into Worthington. And it's, I don't know, man, it's many, here's the car doing a lane change. Now, I didn't tell it to, it's just doing this because we need to get off in a mile. So that was the car. Yeah, but High Street's Arts and Entertainment District, I mean, I gotta imagine from south of downtown Columbus to, Worthington, man, that's gotta be over. That's gotta be 10 miles plus, that you could basically walk, bike, drive a car, obviously, and just have a continual stretch of stuff to do. There's, some areas that are rougher than others. Thankfully not like rough anymore, but definitely not as built up, kind of like where I'm going right now. But then there's a lot of areas where they've spent tens and tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars in the OSU area and some of the downtown areas. So it's pretty cool. That's my little plug for Columbus, even though I haven't lived downtown in 3 or 4 years at this point. So a car took another lane change for us, got us in the exiting lane. Weird, it's showing a speed limit of 65, but it's giving us a max speed of 50. So maybe that's because it knows it's in an exit lane and it's not messing around. Let's see where we're supposed to be going here. So we're going to be in this left lane. It's basically the same route as if we're going to one of the good dispensaries. Harvest, shout out Harvest of Columbus. So the car is identifying which lane to be in, choosing the proper lane, left lane. Oh, is this Dolly? Let's go Dolly. Again, I can't talk over Dolly, so we'll just be quiet for a minute. All right, green light for the car. All right, car made that turn. Let's go, Dolly. So nice. Beautiful stretch over this bridge here, over the Olentangy. This is Clintonville. Welcome to Clintonville. And the car made a nice left-hand turn and immediately got us in the proper lane here, knowing we would need to make a right in under a half mile. Slowing down for this car in front of us as it's turning. Oh, I should say this reindeer in front of us. So funny. Santa visualization. If you see this bar popping up on the bottom of the screen here, that's saying basically, please pay attention to the road. You know, please tug on the steering wheel. That's called the steering wheel nag. You'll hear a lot of beta testers, Tesla owners talk about the steering wheel nag, removing the steering wheel nag, because there's a camera up here as well that's also monitoring the driver to see what we're doing, so it can tell if you're messing around, if you're falling asleep, if you're not paying attention. There we go. All right, made the turn. Knew we were coming up on that red, made the turn. So now we have 0.7 miles. We're in unknown territory. Well, I guess we've had the car drive us this route to Harvest before, so it's not entirely unknown. I don't know where this building is, so that's unknown. Car's changing lanes. Car's not changing lanes. That was an interesting maneuver. What's it doing here? So it's a little confused, going 16, the max speed of 38. I gave it a little press there on the accelerator. And interesting. She's doing all right. But definitely seemed a little confused back there, where it kind of like signaled it was changing lanes, started to change lanes, and then stayed in this right-hand lane. Maybe it saw what I'm seeing now, which is that there's just a lot of cars up there. Yeah, that's what it's doing. It's trying to figure out, where do I get over? Where can I find a spot to get over? Because I need to go left in a quarter mile. That's pretty cool. So it's all right. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, car? I mean, I would overtake this silver car in front of us. I don't know. Oh no, is the camera tilted a little bit? Sorry about that, viewers. Well, we have a 1/10 of a mile. We're gonna have to get over. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, I just told it to get over. Is it gonna get over? Is it gonna get over? It's not liking this reindeer behind us. Okay, I'm exiting Beta to be able to turn around and figure out where the heck we're going. All right, not terrible. It got a little confused there, and looks like I'm gonna have to turn around through an alley here, which is fine. I'm not even sure if this alley goes back. High Street Kitchens, what's that? I don't know if this alley even goes back toward our house, but not a terrible drive overall. Got us onto the highway, drove the entire way, and then got us past our destination. Could have done better with slowing down and trying to figure out how to get over at the last minute there to make our left-hand turn. So, you know, a small critique, but a critique nonetheless. Actually, I think this is one of our buildings. This looks familiar from the photos. So we are going to stop the video here, figure out if this is the duplex that we're looking at today. Is it 2880, I think? This is 86. Yeah, this has got to be it. All right. And figure out if this is something that is going to make sense in our portfolio. Appreciate you watching. Remember, this is Tesla Full Self-Driving Beta 11.4.7.3. And I appreciate the watching. Peace out.